So I was scrolling on social media today. I was looking at the news, trying to keep myself informed on everything that has happened today. And I came across this newly resurfaced video of Donald Trump. And it's just really gross. And his campaign really doesn't want people to see it. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make sure that people see it. So essentially, this clip is from 2022 when Donald Trump was speaking at this conservative conference called Turning Point USA. And to give you a very basic breakdown, this young woman was standing at the podium. She was speaking before him, and then she left to let him come up and speak. And, Trump shook her hand, and then he tried to kiss her. And she was denying him. She was kind of walking away, and he just stayed there expecting her to kiss him back. And it's just a really gross and very awkward moment. So I'm going to show you this clip. We'll talk about it a little bit. There's no sound, but I can assure you that you don't need the sound. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just not good though. So take a look at that clip here. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's just very gross. Very, very gross. You can kind of see, she walked away from the podium. She shook his hand and, just turned away to go walk off stage. And he, pulled her back in and, tried to kiss her. And, you saw the clip, zoom in a little bit. He's, very sweaty. It's just, ugh. And, I don't blame her. I know she's probably conservative. She probably loves Donald Trump. But I don't blame her for trying to, get away from that. But that's just... It's just not right. It's just incredibly gross. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why he did it. It's something that, Trump has a history of doing, as we know. But this clip, really highlights it. And it's spreading on social media right now. It's getting hundreds of thousands of views, maybe millions of views by now. And the Trump campaign and, Republicans on social media are freaking out about it. They're trying to say that it's no big deal and that, he just made a mistake or something like that. But we saw it for what it is. It's pretty gross. And what I really want to talk about in this video is Donald Trump's just history surrounding this stuff. And what I mean by that is Donald Trump told a 10-year-old girl one time, a child, that he would be dating her in 10 years. And there's also a video of it before Trump supporters say, oh, it never happened. It never happened. There's a video of him saying it. Take a look on your screen.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
That's just one example. It's really gross. Why are you saying that to a child in public? What are you doing? It's she's 10 years old. I don't know why Donald Trump's oh yeah, that's such a funny thing to say, or maybe he was being serious. You never know with this guy. He's very weird, very strange. But in addition to this stuff, Trump also used to, when he owned Miss Beauty USA, or Miss Teen USA, I should say, the beauty pageants he held in New York City, a bunch of these women came forward and, revealed that he would just walk in on them changing, and some of them were as young as 15 years old. And he would boast about it, and he would just kind of stand there and look around. And they're 15 years old. And he's 60, 40, however old he is at the time, maybe 50. And he's just standing there. And again, before the Trump supporters start freaking out about it, it's on audio. He boasted about this, bragged about this on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005, that he could, quote, get away with walking into the dressing room to, quote, inspect beautiful women. Using the word inspect is insane. That is so incredibly gross, but he did it. He said inspect. It's so disgusting. This is Trump's history though. This is who he is. And don't worry, there's more. As you recall, he also said that he would be dating his own daughter if she weren't his daughter. He said this again live on air. This is all very public statements. He said it back in 2006 on an ABC talk show. His exact quote was, if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. Isn't that terrible? How terrible is that terrible? Dating his own daughter. And there's also been reports previously that we won't talk about right now because of how disgusting they are, I'd say, about Trump saying things similar to this in private, but much worse about his own daughter, if you can only imagine. Trump's also on audio bragging about assaulting women. You remember the infamous Hollywood Access tape that was very popular around the 2016 election, where he said, I grab women by the... I don't even wait. I just do it, bragging about assaulting women. And in that same vein, he was also found liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll in a court of law among a jury of his peers. He's been found liable, has to pay her well over $80 million for defamation and, of course, for doing this to her. But, this is just a couple of examples of Donald Trump's very long history of this stuff. And the reason I'm talking about all this is that obviously, number one, it should be highlighted. People should know that this is who Donald Trump is. But number two, once again, this is somebody who's running to be president. He's running to lead this country, and he clearly doesn't respect women. He doesn't respect their privacy, doesn't respect their rights, and we expect him to thus do so if he's president, or that's what Republicans, I guess, expect him to do, to then suddenly have this epiphany and now respect women and respect their rights and respect their privacy. Yeah, I don't think so. And by the way, Donald Trump is also the same guy who still to this day brags about overturning Roe v. Wade, taking rights away from millions upon millions of women around the country, says it's a beautiful thing, says that the states are controlling it, but with the states controlling it, they're implementing these horrific bans that have women struggling. Even in the events of assault or medical emergency, they're struggling to get abortions because of Donald Trump and his policies. So given all of this, given his long history of just being very strange toward women, we just saw that clip as well, and his just complete disrespect for their rights, I don't know why anybody out there would vote for Donald Trump. And look, I'm a straight white guy. I'm between the ages of 18 and 29. I'm 21 years old. And, I have women in my life that I care about. I couldn't imagine voting for Donald Trump. And this applies to everybody. If you have a woman in your life that you care about out there, a mother, a sister, a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, whatever it might be, you have to think about them. You have to think about them when you go to that ballot box. I don't know how any of these Trump supporters are going to go in there, circle Donald Trump's name, and then come home and then look their daughter in the eyes, or look their sister in the eyes, or look their mother in the eyes, when this is how he treats women. This is what he does. This is how he talks about them, acts towards them, and of course takes away their rights. They're coming after abortion. They're coming after contraception. They're coming after IVF, just incredibly basic rights that the Republicans are putting on the chopping block, quite frankly. This is what they're going after, and this is what Donald Trump is running on. So I wanted to highlight that video for you because it's just really bad. It's just awful. When I saw it and I saw these Republicans on social media kind of trying to downplay the video and have it suppressed and make sure that nobody saw it, I knew I had to get it out there, at least do my part in making sure that people saw it, and we have this ongoing conversation about who Donald Trump really is, how he acts, and how he treats women, and what his plans are for women if he were to win again in 2024, which, knock on wood, God forbid. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Also, drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And look, I appreciate you. I really, really do. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.